So if your waist measurement right underneath your floating ribs, right about an inch or two above your belly button, if that divided by your height, if that measurement divided by your height is more than 0.6, you should have to pay for all of your own health care out of your own pocket. As far as I'm concerned, we should give it 90 days. If you need health care, if you need a prescription filled or something like that, and your waist to height ratio is 0.65, of course, let's give you the fucking let's give you 90 days to fix that shit. But very frankly, after that, it should all be on you. So you're not so independent. You know, like if you've eaten yourself to physical deformity like this, you've also eaten yourself to frailty and sickness and illness, and then we are fucking paying for it. So if you think that you are like some act of resistance, you exist because society for right now coddles the fuck out of you so you can exist. Just being real. Dear fat people, this is no shit. How the fuck do you think your lives would be if society didn't coddle this shit no more? Right? I mean, here's the thing. It would get better because you couldn't afford to be sick. Right now, you can afford to be sick because you spread the cost to all of us. But if you couldn't afford to be sick, it would be a whole different scenario. If you couldn't fucking afford, if you develop type 2 diabetes because you're 300 fucking pounds, and you had to pay for the insulin and diabetes medications and stuff like that out of your pocket and couldn't access through insurance, you'd have less money to eat food. There'd be equilibrium. There'd be balance. But right now, you are fucking coddled. You are fucking supported by society. This woman is literally coddled by society. You're not some fucking warrior. You're not stamping your own ground. You exist because society coddles you to enable you to exist in your present state. And that's reality.
On your own delusional terms. I had to believe in a world where I belonged and hold on to that vision until it became real. And there were so many moments that it did not feel real. Not when I was going to high school in an abandoned Walmart in large.
You want to know something crazy? All the pictures of her on those magazines, she weighs a lot less than she does now. That's wild.
Mississippi. Not when I was going on model castings and they were telling me that I was too short and too fat as they laughed at me.
Because you're too short and too fat to be a model. And the ones that hired you, it was just for the shock of you being fat. You're not a model.
And sometimes, not even now. Because loving yourself is the goal, but it's not perfect. Sometimes it's...
If you love yourself, you wouldn't eat yourself to this. You wouldn't do this to yourself every day. You don't love yourself. Not one person who weighs 300, not one person who's morbidly obese can tell me that they love themselves the way they are. Because you have hurt yourself to get yourself to that point.
Tolerating yourself. Sometimes when the voices around you are too loud, and trust me, you can look at my comments and DMs, there are plenty of them. The goal is continuing to stand up. So here I am.
You're barely standing right now.
Not because I fit society's definition of a supermodel. Far from it.
It's because you aren't a model. You never have been. You were a sideshow attraction. One more time.
But because I refuse to let anyone define me. My body is an act of defiance.
Gravity defines you, and you're not defying anything. You're defying, defying health. You're defying that, people that are saying you're a disproportionate burden to society. You're not defying any societal standards. You're being coddled. There's a huge fucking difference. You're not some fucking trailblazing warrior. You are just you're the end result of people wanting to not be seen as the bad guy by telling you shit that's absolutely fucking true. That's the truth.
Declaration that I belong. If that little girl in Mississippi had seen someone like her on a magazine cover, maybe she wouldn't have felt so alone. So let's build a world where every person feels seen, valued, and heard. Which is easy to say, right? But how? Well, it starts by challenging the voices in our own head. Not only how we see ourselves, but how we see the world around us. So let's do this. Close your eyes.
Totally out of breath. Totally fucking gassed. Totally. I love it.
Take a breath. And think about the time that you last judged someone for how they show up in the world.
I'm calling you a fat ass, so I'm judging you right now.
About their clothes, their education.
You look like you're wearing a car cover. Your education, you sound like you barely can do math.
Their appearance.
You're ugly.
When was the last time that you judged someone for being too much?
Right now.